Okay, so this video I want to make about the more deeper psychology of why your average woman is not going to respond well to a nice guy at any age. At any age, why they typically don't unless no, I'm not even gonna say that. They typically just do not respond well to this guy. They don't get like this nice guy usually doesn't get what he wants out of her. He always has to end up pulling tooth and nail to get what he wants, or she'll at least try to fake interest at first because her mother probably told her you should be nice to him because he's nice to you, and then she like forces it, and then she ends up leaving him for some bad boy. I'm going to go into the deeper psychology of why women do this at all ages, from like grade school on up, why this happens. Okay. And what I'm going to say is going to be some real shit. So I'm sure like if a woman stumbles upon this video or something, she's going to see it and get mad and blah, 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 because, and I'm going to tell you why, because she knows I'm telling her that she knows I'm telling the truth in her own psychological arena that she didn't even know she had. Okay. Now, to dive into this, we have to go pretty much at the core, right? The core meaning pretty much from birth. Now, on one hand, you have the fact that you see girls are born into entitlement because they're girls. So the first 25 to 30 years of their life is going to be as good as it's ever going to get for them. That's the bunch that, you know, everybody's taught to open doors for, to pull out chairs for, to even in old days to put your coat over a puddle so the woman can walk over it type shit. Like, see, those are all that is for 0 to 25-year-old women. Like, so, but like I said, now girls, see, they're born into this, so this is just normal for them. So now, and the reason why I see all those nice guys who did all this, they don't get anywhere is because there is still a human side of it. Now, the human side of a woman's brain is this. See, the girl is always being the girl. She's always being, you know, her. And it's kind of the same thing like as like a physically disabled person. Let's just use a physically disabled person as example. See, when you see that physically disabled person, you're like, oh, wait, let me go get that table. Let me go get that chair. You see what I'm saying? Like, but that physically disabled person is still a person. They know when you're just doing something for them simply because they're disabled. You see, not because they may have actually genuinely needed help. They could have done it on their own. But see, like disabled people, they know. See, and I used to get in a lot of trouble in college because I used to call motherfuckers out on that shit. Like that look, that person might be mentally retarded, but they know exactly what they're fucking doing. Like, and it's the same thing with what women have to deal with as being women. Now, for example, that physically disabled person, when they're at home, you're not thinking about them at all. And a physically disabled person, they're still being them, and they know themselves, you see, and they know that people probably wouldn't help them if they weren't physically disabled. And it's kind of like with a woman, like, see, every girl knows guys wouldn't come around her unless they wanted to fuck her or they thought she was pretty, you see. And then it works on a woman's psyche. A healthy woman. Now, a non-healthy woman is a woman who legit gets off to it, you know, and it just becomes a huge game. But a lot of women, they know the guys who are just being nice to her because, you know, they want to have sex with her, blah, blah, blah. Now, on an even deeper level than this, see, women know themselves, and most women on this planet know that they are completely useless in the world. Most women at the core of their existence, they know that by them just existing, they slow down society. They know when they go to work, whatever they're doing at work, they're usually doing it at half the speed as a man's going to do it, or they're just not consistent as a man. Like, they know that they're slowing, just their existence alone is slowing everything down. They know it. You see, women, I'm sure if a woman hears, she's going to be mad, but she knows I'm telling the truth. She knows that her existence in itself is a degradation on society. It's just the reality of it. It sounds like shit. I know how it sounds, but it's the truth. And she knows it. And it's going to come back around full circle as to why she doesn't like nice guys. You see, the reason why, okay, now when woman knows that she's pretty much a degradation to society, okay, pretty much outside of fucking and watching children, people really just kind of try to push them off to the side and forget about them, okay, for the most part. So then, they're constantly growing. They're hitting 13, 14, 15. They're developing boobs and, long hair. They're trying to dress prettier and blah, blah, blah. And then you get the nice guy, right? The nice guy comes up and, "Milady, shall I take you out to dinner tonight?" Right? And all this shit. And she's looking at him like, doesn't he know I'm a piece of shit? Like, I don't deserve this treatment. Like I said, like, and the more sane women, they just won't deal with the guy. Because see, at this point, see, the guy has now, it's really, I say it's guys' fault, but even deeper, it's media pushing this shit on men to be like this. See, the guy is now in this mentality of, I should worship thou'st because thou'st has big tits. You see what I'm saying? And it's all in Facebook, it's all on Instagram. Thirsty ass dudes. "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." Whoa, whoa, whoa. And all it does is creep the woman. Okay, a sane woman, it's going to creep her out. Now, a mentally ill woman, a seriously mentally ill woman, she's going to get off to it. You see, because now she's getting that ego boost from Todd and Sam, and she's getting that ego boost. But a sane woman is not going to even want to be around that shit. Like a sane woman knows, like, look, I'm not worth all this. Okay, like, and she's going to know she's only getting this attention because the guy wants to fuck her. And so what's going to happen after he fucks her, or after she just loses, after she hits the wall? What is that guy going to do? He's going to go off and he's going to go after that next one who's 21. "Shall I take thou out on a date?" And that's the reality. That's how the whole thing's going to play out. See, like the reason why they don't like nice guys, I think that's a core reason. Like, and the other reason is, like I say, women do not want to lead shit. Women are biologically made to follow through every species of every insect and mammal you find. She's gonna have to follow some man at some point to fuck him. All right. Women do not like to be a leader in the total relationship and then fuck the man. Because she hates that shit. There is not. From lions to zebras to penguins, they don't do that. Women don't do that, bro. like that's why I said, like, if you're into too many sentences and questions, that's insinuating that you want to follow her. You see what I'm saying? If you're always available, blah blah blah, you're trying to follow her, and women hate that shit. That's why, like, the bad boy is just. I'd say this. The bad boy, okay, there's a difference between a bad boy and an alpha. Okay, a bad boy is just a guy who has, like, 14 felonies, no job, blah, blah, blah. That bad boy is just kind of like the better of the two evils, I think. When it comes to why women would rather get with a bad boy than a nice guy. And I'm not even talking like an alpha male yet, but like just a nice guy and a bad boy. The bad boy is just the lesser of the two evils. I think kind of like how people say, like, between Trump and Hillary Clinton, like Trump was just the lesser of the two evils type of thing, which I'm not getting into politics because I studied political science years ago, and I discovered back then I didn't care for it. So I just chose to ignore politics ever since then. I probably forgot more political science than half motherfuckers who walk around here you scream at they know. Like, I've read, but anyway. You see, the bad boy, he's really just the lesser of the two evils because she can still kind of get at least an imitation of an alpha. Like, at least his bad boyishness can at least kind of give off that he doesn't really care about her, so she can follow him, and there's a possibility that he can bring in some resources for her, in some destination in time. So, like, the bad boy, the bad boy is a soft simulation of the alpha male. Now, like, the alpha male bad boy is like, he doesn't have to have a lot of money. It's just in his personality. Like, as long as he has a little bit of extra resources and he's fucking bitches and don't care, and he just does what the fuck he wants to do. He don't have to be 6 foot tall, 6-pack abs and all that. No, I think that's where a lot of guys get that alpha male shit confused. That's not. Because, okay, if you're alpha male, but if you still walk around with a beta brain, you're a beta male. And there's a lot of guys walking around at 6'3", got 6-figure incomes, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as they sit down, now they can always get a woman to sit down and talk to them. But within 5 sentences, they fuck it up. And the woman, she might, if she's desperate, she might fuck them once. But it's usually over. There's a lot of guys like that. So, like, it's really in the brain, man. Like, It really is. It really is in the brain of how to be like a legit alpha dude. And it's in you. You have to just do your own thing, not give a fuck, and own it. Because I tell you what, man, I was thinking earlier, like how I like everybody knows I fuck hookers. Like I don't withhold that from anybody. I don't shy away from it. Matter of fact, because I was thinking when I met a homeboy of mine for the first time, when I first met him, he was well, I'm sorry, when we met up that night, he was with his girlfriend. And I was like, oh, my bad, I was late. I had to run by the brothel and get some money real quick. And I seen a look in his girlfriend's eyes. His girlfriend's a hot girl. And the look in her eye was like, see, when you own yourself and you own what the fuck you do and keep the shit moving, see, bitches have no other recourse than to follow you. And it's like even the more embarrassing it is, like if you just own it. See, women instinct like their biological programming must follow that. You see, because I remember seeing a look in her eye after I said that. First, she wanted to make fun of me, but I could tell it was how I owned it. She was like, well, if I make fun of him, he just won't even care because he just completely owned it from the start. So it's like, well, I don't know what to do. Oh, well, I might as well just gather up behind them then. Like, I'm telling you, like, that's what the fuck, like everybody knows. I mean, I fuck normal bitches too. I don't just exclusively, well, sometimes I'd rather just exclusively fuck hookers because it's just easier. Like, you don't have to deal with all the bullshit before and after sex. But I fuck normal bitches too. Actually, I've been meeting a Texas girl. I got her number on the tram. I just forgot to text her. And it's been about 3 days now. But yeah, man, just like, see, the alpha shit, own whatever you do, own it. Whatever the fuck you do. See, because as soon as you start switching up for other motherfuckers, they're gonna fucking know it. Okay. And when they know it, they're gonna feel it. And when they feel it, it's gonna be uncomfortable to be around you. Perfect example. I met up with some friends about 2 days ago for a brunch situation type of thing. And I always wear like, okay, when I'm on these videos, I literally just be waking up. So I'd be usually in my fucking what somebody say I wear a lampshade. Like I literally just roll out of bed to start talking. Right. But when I go out, like I got my suits hanging up now. Like I always wear like French cuff. Well, this isn't French cuff, but I usually always wear French cufflinks, fucking, pocket square suits. I always dress like that whenever I go outside, right? And I'm in Czech Republic, and I got to hanging out with some friends, and he had, and the one guy said, yeah, in Czech Republic, you like you overdressing, blah, blah, blah. We don't dress like that here. See, now, I could have taken that the whole wrong way and be like, okay, well, how do you dress? And I'll be like you now. Like, no, like, no, because see, once you do that, even with other men, once you do that, see, they're going to lose some respect for you because they told you pretty much do what I do or you're going to be fucking weird. All right. No, never fall for that shit. Do what the fuck you want to do. And then you just ride with it. Unless it's something that's like financially just a better decision. Like, unless it's something like that. But if it's like just something in your character and personality that you just do, fucking do you, because like even men will lose respect for you for real in the long run. That shit, like men will do it. I mean, women they just instinctively automatically do it, but men will lose respect for you too if you try to change and shift for these motherfuckers. See, they know it. They know exactly what happened. And see, the hard part is the first time sticking by what you do, because see, once you switch for somebody else, you're going to turn into the nice guy. See, like that is a way of being like a nice guy. You're trying to please other people. You see what I'm saying? Like you're trying to please them. Oh, what do you like? Oh, I'll do that. Do you want this? Oh, I'll do that. See, and see, this is why male waiters, male nurses always freak me out. Those professions where men are doing those customer service job, male. Now I'm not saying I do get the world. Shit happens, you need a job, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But like for me personally, like what customer service, waiters, shit like that, nurses, and customer service position, assistants, shit like that, like that always freaked me out. Like, because for me, man, I'm the type of dude, I would rather live in a homeless shelter and just be true to who I am versus take a job and take a well-paying job to have to please other people. I've rejected job. The last job I rejected was, I'll be honest with you guys, I think I was in Czech Republic. I was gonna make about it was about, I think it was like 3,000. It was about $3,500 a month, which in Czech Republic, that's a lot of fucking money. And for a wage here, like the average wage in this country is about 1,400 US dollars per month. And I turned down a job making more than double that because I didn't like how they was fucking talking. Like you had to fit to they click and all this shit. Like, nah, bro. I mean, yeah, if the click was a cool click, I would have gone with, but it was like that they were on like petty bitch type shit. And they felt, and you could feel like they felt like you should have just been on it because they was gonna pay you this amount of money. Like okay, see now that's another thing. Alpha men cannot be bought. All right, you cannot buy an alpha. So when you be seeing those stories talking about some, if my wife made $250,000 a year, then I'd be a stay-at-home husband and all this shit. No. See, alpha man, you cannot buy an alpha male. Okay, matter of fact, go back and watch The Dark Knight. And remember when Joker, there was a scene in that movie, and this perfectly explains where I'm going at, which I've drifted away from Nice Guys anyway. Well, anyway, there was a scene where after the Joker, I think they robbed a bank. And the Joker, like, they had the money, like, stacked up, like, the top high. And the Joker just, like, slid down the money like it was a slide and it jumped off. And then he had somebody bring in gas and lit a match and lit that fucking money on fire. And the dude and his partner was like, oh my God, you just burned up all that money. And Joker had to explain to him, like, look, this town deserves a better class of criminal, and I'm going to give it to him. Other words, this town deserves a fucking alpha male criminal, and I'm going to give it to him. You can't buy me. That's in that scene alone. Men should really pay attention to that. Money, do not let money fucking run you, man. Like, now don't give me like I'm sitting up every time I walk out the house. I'm wearing at least a $1,500 suit, a $300 shirt. Don't get me wrong. If life works out that way, then like it and enjoy it. But it doesn't define you. Okay, it doesn't. Don't let that shit define you. If you start letting it define you, then you're gonna start being a nice guy because now you got to please people and do this and do that, and you lose who the fuck you really were the whole time. Anyway, that's my rant because I went off topic too long, and I really got to start writing this shit down before I start talking. I was gonna write it down, but I said fuck it and came in and started talking anyway. But yeah, have a good day.